Hey guys, how you doing? Alright, this is it. This is probably going to be the last video I post for the year 2017. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to show you just a small little collection of albums I scored throughout the year 2017, which I think were my favorites of the year. Now I'm sure I probably missed a lot of records that I scored throughout the year and that I'm just like blanking on right now. I should have like went to the collection and looked at old videos and made notes or whatever, but I just didn't feel like doing that. So off the top of my head, I think these were like some of the favorite ones I scored during 2017. They weren't exactly new releases during the year. A few of them were not released in 2017. It's just the year that I bought them. I bought them in 2017. They were my favorite. And some of them, of course, were new records that came out this year. So anyway, here we are. This is last video of 2017 on my channel, and these are just some of my favorite records I purchased this year that I'm still spinning and still geeking out over. All right, starting with OMD, The Punishment of Luxury comes in on the list. There's no top favorite, least favorite. It's just records I liked this year, and this was one of them. Exciting back cover too. Woohoo! Look at that. This is a really, really good album. I like listening to this album from start to finish. I even have this came with a download card. I made a CD. I listened to it in my truck when I'm going back and forth, and I love listening to the truck. I love coming in here in the music room, throwing this on the turntable, and listening to it here. I love this album. I absolutely love this album, and wow. Wow, I mean, here's a die cut cover, and it's on transparent yellow vinyl. Really good. I saw OMD a few months back in San Francisco. It was an incredible show. Off the new album, all they played was Isotype and The Punishment of Luxury, but the new song sounded really good. And it got me real excited for this album to come out. This album hadn't come out yet by the time I saw them live in Frisco. And then they announced that they were going to come back to San Francisco, and I bought a ticket for that because I was so excited from that first show. So I'll be seeing OMD in March, I believe, of 2018. So I'm real excited about that. But this album is really good. Besides Isotype and Punishment of Luxury, Robot Man is awesome. What Have We Done? Really good song. Art Eats Art, which is kind of a techno disco sounding song. I like it. It's goofy as hell, but I love it. And the last two songs, Ghost Star and The View From Here, I think close out the album really nicely. It's just real, and then of course there's other great songs on here as well, but those are the standout tracks to me, usually. Just a really good album to listen to. OMD made a great record, and I can't wait to see them live again. Hopefully they'll play more songs from the new album, besides the two I mentioned the last time I saw them. I really look forward to it. They were really good live. The show I went to in San Francisco a few months back was really, really good. Really good. And I cannot wait to see this again. I'm seeing it in the same theater I saw in San Francisco that I saw him in last time, so it's going to be fun to go back to that. If you haven't picked it up yet and you're into 80s synth pop, you will like this album. And if you're kind of familiar with the OMD sound over the years, this album delivers on those tastes, but it is a modern album, and it sounds like a modern album. Really good stuff. So OMD, The Punishment of Luxury, was one of my favorite new albums I scored this year. This one is from an artist based out of LA. Her name is Night Jewel. The album is called Real High. Summertime record. This record came out in the summertime, and I ordered it through her website, and I even went to see her live on the opening night of her tour in San Francisco during the summertime. All the shows I go to now are in San Francisco, unfortunately. I don't live in San Francisco. I gotta drive like damn near over an hour to get there. But before the show started, in San Francisco. She did a DJ set in Amoeba, San Francisco, Amoeba Records in San Francisco. So I went there and took my album there and got it signed by Night Jewel. Had a nice little chat with her in between her queuing songs. And she signed my album. And it was cool to have a nice little chat with her. Night Jewel reminds me of a girl I probably would have been friends with in high school. That's probably why I like her music so damn much. That and she's a great artist. She's a keyboard player, songwriter, singer. Her music is a combination of R&B and synth pop music. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And this album, Real High, was such a good listen. I first saw Night Jewel in LA November of last year with Kristen Control. And this album came with a poster, big poster, to make it look like an Italian film poster. But nice. I should have had her sign this too. I didn't think of it at the time. Plus, there's other people wanting to talk to her, so I didn't want to take up too much time. Anyway, I first saw her live with Kristen Control in L.A. That was the first time seeing Night Jewel, and her music really impressed me. I knew a couple of her songs at the time, but didn't really know her music all that well. And I became an instant fan at the end of that show. When she world premiered a song from this album during that show before this album came out, which is Too Good to Be True. And just off of hearing that song, I couldn't wait for this record to come out. And when it did, of course, the whole side one of this record sounds so smooth. In the Night, Had to Let Me Go, Too Good to Be True, of course, Real High, The Answer, all good songs. And they have that R&B and pop, synth pop sound. She reminds me a lot of Janet Jackson back in the 80s. I think she even did a Janet Jackson cover the last half of her tour, because I saw live videos of it. This is just such a good album to spin. I really dig it, so I'm glad I became a Night Jewel fan this year and saw her live now twice. Saw her in LA and saw her in San Francisco, so always good to see a Night Jewel in concert. It's a fun time. Okay, this remaster came out this year. Everybody in VC's probably picked it up. It is Prince Purple Rain, the remaster on vinyl. They also have this on a picture disc, which I didn't get. I saw it, but I didn't get. I didn't want to buy it too many times. And then I broke down and bought it on CD, because there's so much stuff on here, the unreleased tracks, the live DVD, the 12-inch mixes were on here, not to mention the remastered album on CD. And it comes with a booklet with written by members of the band, their memories of the songs. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And hearing the remastered album, because I do have a really great used copy from back in the 80s of Purple Rain, this sounds really good. The remix sounds great. I noticed it mostly on Computer Blue and The Beautiful Ones, Darling Nikki and Take Me With You. Those songs, I noticed how great a remix this was. Those songs stood out to me, benefited really well from a remix compared to the original, at least in my opinion. And I still can't believe Prince is gone, even though it's been quite a while now, a couple of years. Still can't believe he's gone. Of course, no, life is a very fragile, precious thing. No one's going to last forever. But it was just such a shock when he left us, and I still can't believe it. So, man, so real glad I picked up the remaster. I was on a real Purple Rain kick throughout the whole summer. And then I saw the Revolution live again in San Francisco. And that was a very emotional but fun concert. Had a great time, so real glad I picked it up. One of my favorites of the year as far as pickups. Another artist I can't believe is gone, is Tom Petty. Wow. We lost Bowie, we lost Prince, Glenn Frey, Maurice White, Tom Petty. It's been rough, boys and girls. Wow. So I picked up this during the summer in Hollywood. It is a live album from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers from 1989. September 13th, 1989. University of North Carolina. Live recording. This is a FM broadcast recording. 2-record set? Yeah, 2-record set. Really good live recording. There's also some songs from his solo album. Running Down a Dream is on here. Won't Back Down is on here. Free Falling is on here. As well as some classic Tom Petty and Heartbreaker songs. But what I love about this album the most is there is an acoustic side on here. Which really, really sounds good. It's side 3. Side 3 is pretty much all acoustic songs, which is Even the Losers, Listen to Her Heart, Face in the Crowd, and Something Big. Where it's Unplugged, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That side sounds so good. It is my favorite side of this entire 2-record set. And this is a great live album. Even though it's an unofficial live album, it is really good. And that side 3 of all acoustic music sounds so good. I think I love it over, the other songs, because the other songs are, full amps and guitar, and bass and drums, with a lot of watts backing them up. But to hear them laid out acoustic and laid back, those songs really sound great. And just makes you remember how great of a songwriter Tom Petty was. Feels so weird saying it in the past tense. Was. Is, but was. I miss him. Like Prince, can't believe he's gone. And I miss him. And I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I bought this probably 2 to 3 months before he passed away. So he was still alive and kicking when I bought this album. And man, such a shock that he's gone. So I'm really glad this is in my collection. Had I bought it after he passed away, I bet you I would have to pay double for this. I don't remember what I paid for this. It might have been $30 or something like that. 25 to 30 bucks. I bet you if I hunted down this record now, it'd probably be $50 to $60. But I'm glad I scored it when I scored it, when they were still alive. Okay, another great album, another live recording, but man, do I love this album. It's the Alan Parsons Symphonic Project, live in Columbia. Live Alan Parsons Project recording, backed up by an orchestra, and has all the classic Alan Parsons songs that you would want to hear. They sound so good with the orchestra. They sound so good with the orchestra. It's just, this is, my eyes bugged out when I saw this in the shelves. I bought this in Hollywood during the summertime when I took a trip down there, Amoeba, Hollywood. Saw this in the bins, and oh man, I had to have it. Had to have it. Oh God, this is such a good album. This is a 3-record set. The whole show on 3 records. And backed up with that great symphony. Oh, they sound so good. I, Robot, Damned If I Do, Don't Answer Me, Breakdown, The Raven, I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You. They do side 2 of the album Turn of a Friendly Card. So really cool to have that on here. The whole side 2 they do live. Of course, Sirius and Eye in the Sky, Games People Play. The songs you'd want to hear from Alan Parsons Project. But my God, when you hear it with a symphony and a choir too. A few songs they have a big choir that sings along with the band. Oh man, sounds great. It just sounds epic. And if you want to watch it, because it came out with a live video with this as well. I don't have the live video, but you can see the whole thing on YouTube. I guess you can just put in Alan Parsons Symphonic Project live in Columbia, and it'll come up, and you can watch the entire concert on YouTube. And it's basically the audio from this album set, but you can see what the band looked like with the big symphony behind them, and it was cool. It was I didn't see the whole thing. I saw about half of it because I got the whole thing here. Oh, it makes the music sound so much bigger, more powerful, and a lot more dramatic. Really good live recording, and I am very, very happy to have this in my collection. When I first was spinning this record, I couldn't get over how great it sounded with the orchestra. The music just sounded so big and grand. I loved it. So if you ever see this lying around the record store and you're a fan of Alan Parsons' project, you are going to love what you hear. It will probably be a pricey album. Actually, the price wasn't that bad. I think it was $35, but mind you, there's 3 records in this set, so I thought it was a fair price myself. All right. I got this one from Pink Floyd. There's really no name on this. It just says Pink Floyd on it. And what it is it's a collection of demos from Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon, and The Wall. And there's the back cover of it. So just some interesting demos, early demos of these great songs that we've all heard 1,000 times. Comfortably Numb, Hey You, In the Flesh, Run Like Hell, Wish You Were Here, Have a Cigar, Us and Them, Goodbye Blue Sky, Young Lust, Mother, just to name a few. It has the acoustic version of Money on it. Roger Waters is singing on acoustic guitar. Pretty cool. It's a 2-record set. It's on colored vinyl with some nice custom labels on it, just to show you what they look like. There we go. Not bad. I mean, obviously this is a bootleg, unofficial record, but they look nice. They like colored vinyl, some really cool art, some cool artwork on the album labels. The cover art is pretty decent, so yeah, I dig this. And these early versions of these songs really sound interesting to listen to and really cool to spin. And they're not all from one album, like I said. It's a collection of demos from 3 Pink Floyd records that are real popular. So it's a good listening. It's good to listen to this. It's interesting if you're really into Pink Floyd and just want to hear what early versions of those classic songs sounded like. This is a good collection of songs to have on 2 vinyl records. Again, this is another thing I bought in Hollywood, and I've never seen this anywhere but in Amoeba. I've never seen this record anywhere, this album set anywhere, so I was real glad I scored it. I love this album set. It is really cool, so very glad I have this. So Pink Floyd. Alright, and then we come down to the last one. This should come as no shock. Probably one of my favorite albums I purchased this year was To the Bone by Steven Wilson. Holy crap, this is a badass album. This is a really, really good album. An album he got really criticized for because some of these songs on this album are real pop-orientated sounding songs. But with that said, they're really good songs. I mean, the songwriting is pretty damn solid on here. And I like the gatefold too, real colorful looking gatefold. Steven Wilson puts a lot of care into the packaging of his records. There's always good packaging involved. These are the inner sleeves that were very colorful and very nice to look at. This played in 45 speeds. A 2-record set, and it plays in 45 speeds, so the sound mix is really good on it. Really good. I love spinning this album. Such good music on it. He's a pretty popular artist amongst the VC people. To the Bone, the title track, really fantastic. Nowhere Now is one of the singles. It even has a music video on it, a proper music video on it. It does have kind of a pop sound to it, but it's such a good song. As well as Pariah, which is the first song I heard off this album before it was released. Once I heard Pariah, I thought, that's it, I gotta get this album because I love that song. I still love the song. It sounds great on vinyl. the mix on Pariah through these speakers, played at 45 speed. Woo! Sounds good. Sounds really good. My favorite song on here is a song called the Same Asylum as Before. Kind of a take on politics, because the presidential election was taking place during, I guess, the writing or release of this album. And it's just a kind of a view on that. Basically, no matter who you put in office as our leader, he'll make promises that he won't keep. And life will not change for us working stiffs. It'll be death and taxes, basically, no matter who you put in charge. Unless you're really into politics, his opinion is it's still going to be the same asylum as before, just a different guy running the show. And I love, as far as the lyrics, I love that concept, because that's my dad's view on politics. He doesn't get into he doesn't get very political. I once asked him about it. He goes, "It doesn't matter to me. Why it's still going to be the same for me? Still got to go to work, still got to pay taxes." So, blah. I don't care who's president. Nothing's going to change for me. And I kind of got it. Like, yeah, you can't argue with that. He's not incorrect. Anyway, besides that, great body of work. Yeah, there's a lot of pop songs on here, especially the song "Permanent." It really sounds kind of dancey and poppy, but it's catchy and it sounds good. I dig it. It's a different sound for Steven Wilson, but I dig it. I loved it. And now that I've had this for quite a while, and I made a CD, because it came with a download card, and I made a CD. Also listen to it in my truck when I'm driving. And then when I really want a detailed listen, I come in here and listen to the vinyl. I really love what I hear. I mean, it's a different type of record from Steven Wilson. That's what I like about it. He doesn't give you the same formula from album to album to album. He switches it up quite a bit. He may lose a few fans in the process of it. The more prog or psychedelic fans may not like this record as much, but I dig it. I really do dig it. And I'm really happy this is in my collection. I'm going to be seeing him live again in San Francisco in May. I'm so excited to have a ticket to that show. So excited. I cannot get here fast enough so I can see how he's going to perform these songs live with his band. That's going to be a great show. I can't wait. And this is a spectacular album. No doubt probably my favorite album that came out in 2017. Well, that's it. That's just a little list of my favorite records I bought this year. It's been a good year for me in my channel. I noticed per video my view count has been going up, so that's nice, and a lot more comments throughout the year. I had a lot of regulars stay with me, so I'm glad all you regulars are still hanging with me and watching my videos and commenting and chatting with me. A lot of you I chat on other social media like Facebook and Instagram. We chat there. Let's keep that going, because I really do enjoy that. It's nice to talk to people outside of YouTube. It really is nice. Hopefully I can meet some more of you in 2018. I would really like that if the chance ever comes up. I just enjoyed being in this community. Ever since I started making videos showing records, which I think was 5 years ago, probably going on 5 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long, half a decade of doing this, of just doing this. And it's been fun every year. I mean, yeah, there's ups and downs like you would expect in any online community. There's drama sometimes, or quite a bit. But this is still a fun community to be in. The people here are really cool. I've made some really good friends here, and been turned on to some great music that I probably wouldn't have discovered on my own. And I'm very, very grateful I joined this vinyl community, and it really reignited my love for music. And I'm really happy I have all this now, because when I first started collecting vinyl and doing videos, I kept my vinyls in a little plastic crate, and it didn't take long for that to overflow with records. And next thing you know, I got shelf after shelf after shelf, and I'm officially out of room on the shelves, but yet I'm still going to buy records, and it's not going to stop. The madness still continues, but I'm happy to say the madness will still continue. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for such a good year. Thank you for staying with my channel, and there will be more in 2018, and hopefully there'll be more of you hanging out with me. So, see you next year, folks. Bye.